Quick story. A girl and a guy met and fall for each other. They both love music, so decide to work together. And they were pretty good at it. Now on the surface, everything looked perfect. But oh, the stress of the city. So they decided otherwise. They packed up and left for the countryside. And that's where we meet this family, raising their children, growing their own food and their business together, on a quest to find a new normal and a new sense of happiness. And if you're looking for the same thing, then join us and we can unpack this thing called life together. Where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. I'm Shamel Olwago, my husband's Amondi Olwago, and together we are Nile Ochi. And this is ZQEX. What are we talking about this week?
Cancellation culture.
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Cancellation culture.
Yeah, or collab culture.
All right. Okay. What do you wanna?
Wanted to talk about it because it's really something du moment, like we say in French, like something's happening right now.
Yeah.
And social justice and and obviously, it sounds good, but obviously there is also the bad side.
Where do you stand on it?
For me, there's no such things, when it comes to vigilantes or people making their own justice. I mean, I understand why they would want to, because when someone does something wrong to you, you want, sometimes the justice system is not good enough. So you feel, all right, you know what, I want to be able to have justice. So, and other people feel the same way, and they, as a collective, end up to, have some sort of social justice and some, create a movement, sometimes regardless of a proper trial or any, defense for the person that is finding themselves in that situation when they been accused of something.
True.
So I think that we still need a justice system that works. So if the current justice system don't work, then it has to be reformed. So that should be.
So what do you want? Do you want the justice system? Do you think that the justice system needs to be reformed, or do you think that we are finding like a fix to something that is already not going to be fixed? We are finding a cure for something that is going to take so long to be fixed that so many people aren't going to get their justice in the meantime. This is the only way they can get it.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of because we know that through the justice system, sometimes, like you just mentioned, it takes so long for you to even be considered when something happened to you.
Yeah.
So I think people feel that they need to rush the process in order to have justice as well. And I think this social justice is one way to do it. And as much as I can understand why people push that way, I mean, saying people, it's often the media. They do push for cancellations when there is an accusation. Now, an accusation doesn't mean the person is guilty. It means that the person is accused of something. So you can't jump the gun. Where
are you going with this?
Well, what I'm trying to say is first I wanted to have your opinion. What do you feel about it? Do you think that it's right or wrong?
Call out culture.
Yeah.
What's the real definition for call out culture? Like, what is it that you're saying it is? Is it just, someone on Twitter saying, the woman in the Starbucks at blah, blah, blah was racist to me? Or do you think it's something more like, oh, my boss keeps on groping me and I've had enough?
Yeah, I think when we say I suppose when people speak about cancellation culture, the cancel culture, I think they're talking about someone being accused of something, not necessarily with evidence. We at the stage where there is accusation.
So you think that people call people out without any evidence?
I don't think it's without any evidence. It's not clear to the public, but because there's been some complaint.
But isn't it the public who's making these call outs?
I think
Isn't this a public movement?
I think it's a public movement. I think, do you know what this is? What it is? I think that the color in itself is necessary.
Yeah.
I think it's important that someone can be a whistleblower about something, or a victim being able to complain about what happened to them and publicly say what happened to them. I think that's important.
Yeah.
But what we need to determine, it's when it is right for someone to actually decide that they're gonna act up on an accusation, and actually someone that's been charged with something they've done about something. With a sentence about something they've done. Then you can cancel that person. I'm talking more about the fact that now, if you've been accused of something, there is no you can lose your career, your job, your earning, everything, because it's just the way it's like almost a common practice, not that it means that whatever you've been accused of, you necessarily guilty or guilty to a degree that deserves for you to lose your career or everything.
Yeah, but we don't know. That's the thing.
And because we don't know, you have to.
So, what do you think is innocent? Do you think that so your problem with cancel culture is not the fact that people get to voice it, it's just the fact that there's no due process?
Yeah, I think it's not. I don't have a problem with it, actually. I'm just talking about the pros and cons, if you will. The good side of it, the bad side. The good side is when someone clearly would be knowing that person's been doing something that is wrong, we can actually have the power to diminish the power. So that's a good thing.
I see what you're saying.
However, now when there is complaints about something, somebody, then I think that it needs to be investigated before that person get dropped from the label or dropped from the whatever company or the endorsement being all dropped, because you need to still have evidence. This is not justice if you can't go through a due process. You need to be able to, then if justice doesn't go through that process properly, then we need to reform the justice system. And the people that decide to take those decisions most of the time are people that have a lot of power. That's why they make these decisions. So it's not necessarily the victims that really act on those decisions. It's the endorsement, the multinational companies that have basically this own endorsement with those people, and decide, okay, well, I'm going to cancel the endorsement. I don't know if you're guilty, but it looks bad on the brand, so I'm cancelling you.
There is a little bit of accountability when it comes to that, because of the fact that you're a company. But the thing is, they are still just a company. They're not some sort of legal entity. They are not some sort of... They've still got to think about their money.
They do.
They've still got to think about their brand.
But that's not justice.
But then that's
the thing. When you seek for justice, you're seeking for justice. It's like wanting someone that's guilty of a murder. So whoever now you people accuse, you're satisfied with it. That's wrong. You should be satisfied with the fact that you find the actual person who did that murder, not somebody that's been...
Totally agree.
So I'm thinking more, we need still a justice that has precision. Okay,
but our justice system clearly has a lot of faults, is missing a lot of precision, and that's not just our one, that's just Western world talking about it.
But I'm just saying,
I'm pulling to the facts that I think that this is something that's grown out of a need because of the inadequacies of the justice system.
I understand, but you cannot replace it by a faulty one.
Well, the thing is, this is the problem. People are a reflection of... Governments are a reflection of the people.
Yeah.
So where we put faulty things back into society, it's kind of a reflection of the things that we're upset about.
Yeah, that's true.
So why think about it, people who are upset with a faulty justice system, do you really think that they're going to put something in that's absolutely solid? They're not. You know what I
of
mean?
course.
They're
I
going to
understand.
only reflect what it is that they are upset about.
But you can't wish for justice and replace this with injustice. It has to be replaced with justice. Like
But
I mean,
sometimes
the system
this
has to
justice
be-
is
to
for
be-
them.
to be
I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
because I don't believe that, you should be stopping somebody from being able. The thing is, it's so tricky because some people do need to be stopped from having means because they use those means against their victims.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
there's that. And then there's the other side of things where it's like, okay, they may have done something wrong, but it's not worth them not being able to eat or feed their families.
yeah, that's true.
And then there's the other subjects where it's like, yeah, but there's so many other people lining up to feed their families that have got the same talents or whatever it is that you've got to offer who aren't doing these things.
True.
So that it's
No,
so not black and white, but I don't agree because
no.
what I don't like about it is the strain of it where people are already condemned before they even you can just get a whiff of just a whiff of upset about something, or a whiff of an accusation can lose you so much before this accusation has been picked apart. Because I think that what it is they're not picking apart evidence, they pick apart accusations.
Yeah, that's what it is. I understand. I think that the problem is not about someone has a lot of power and this power allow them to get away with things. I understand why you would try to neutralize that person by getting rid of the financial mean, and I get that totally. But then if you see in history, what people has been accused and people has been that's been going on the trial, they did not. This is not the cancellation that hurt those people, because they have so much means that they've got money stacked. That's the money. It's not at this point. It's not really what. It's not an object. It's like you take Bill Cosby is going through the due process that's got him where he is now.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that.
It's not. There was a proper process. And yes, it took time to get to
Why
that point.
did it take time?
Because of his money and his power.
Because of his money and his power. That's where this was born from. This was born from a place where it's like, okay, how are we going to hurt these people? Have to hit them in the pocket, because they're using the pocket against the people who are accusing them.
Definitely.
Which, okay, say they're innocent. That's not using it against them. That's defense, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
But at the same time, coming from a place of a victim and you know what happened to you, then it's not. It's just them using another tool against you.
Yeah, that I understand. But a lot of the thing in this society, if you can't keep on doing this cancellation of the people and not focus on what's wrong on the system, you have to also you can cancel. Like what I'm trying to say, it's not about it's not about the victim. I'm not talking about the victim. I'm talking about
due process
conglomerates that have an enormous amount of power, probably amongst those people doing this criminal act as well. That just basically they signed this person, or did have a deal, they've got a deal with that or that person, and because that person got accused of some things in the media, I'm saying, it's still, publicly, but not through the legal system. Now those people with that much power, there has to be an accountability. If you drop someone and they find out to be innocent, but just innocent, and just because you drop them, you have to be accountable for you breaching the contract. You can't. It's more about now the media is going to do what they have to do, because
that's the problem with the contracts, though. Okay, I get that side of things, because for me, I just feel like it's one of those situations where there was a certain amount of justice lacking in the very first place, and the justice system that is in place is very much based on monetary gains and monetary power. Thank you for listening. Now, for full exclusive episodes, go on to nileochi.com and join our Patreon.